Well, I'll tell you why we took venture capital, because I think it sort of shows the right time. We had an application software company. We started it, we were growing it, we bootstrapped, we were profitable every year since inception. And we had grown in 3 years' time to $3 million in revenue. Well, there were these other companies, like Lotus Development, that got started a year after us, and in a year had $50 million in revenue. And granted, there were also other companies like Context MBA and Ovation that started around our same time with similar products, and they were out of business, you know, and they had raised venture capital. But, you know, over time, you look at these things and you say, if you can use venture capital judiciously to raise the inflection point, you know, to move the inflection point or raise the curve at which your company can grow as a result, then it makes sense to do it. So for us, it was an economic decision to say that we wanted to turn up the volume on our marketing efforts and on our development efforts, because we saw an opportunity that we couldn't fuel out of our income. I think the other reason to do it, I think if you ask Bill Gates why he took venture capital, they didn't need any venture capital. It was a credibility issue. They were selling to customers who didn't want to look at their balance sheet and didn't want to see, and wanted to see that you have partners, that you have sufficient money in the bank. This is an interesting thing right now. There are some really good companies right now that are raising venture capital who probably can get by without it. But what's happening is they're selling to enterprise customers. And enterprise customers say, oh, you want me to buy $250,000 worth of software from you that I've never heard of before? Well, I'd like to have your audited balance sheet, because I want to make sure you're going to be around 12 months from now, even if you miss a couple quarters, because I'm not putting my mission critical data and applications on your software when I don't even know if you're going to be around in a year. And so you got to bring in a balance sheet, and that balance sheet has to show a year of operating capital in the bank. So even if you could probably get by without it, you need that extra operating capital or your customers won't buy from you. So I think there are reasons why raising venture capital can make sense. Even if you're in those rare cases, you're never going to actually use the money. And I'm pretty sure, I think Microsoft never used the money, right? They raised $1 million, they never dipped into it.